Oh, I'm on the wrong collection. Of course I am. One second, let me switch. There we go. Much better. I always make that mistake. Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to another Strange Bird Jim stream. I'm your host, Strange Bird Jim. We're starting it off with some Conceptis puzzles, and then we'll move on to Warframe later on tonight. Not really feeling like doing, um, you know, the trying to find information about the guide in Terraria um, has been a bit rough. I mean, and on one hand, I kind of want to continue with it, but at the same time, I'm not really giving you guys much along those lines. You know, like I want to try to start doing some form of progress on it, but I don't necessarily want to start on that progress until I find the guide, but I can't necessarily find the guide in order to make progress. So I'm in a kind of a catch-22 on that right at the moment. So, um, but yeah, not much. Um, the other point that I want to try to bring up is the fact that um, I've been um, I've been a little concerned about Star Rail. The fact that I'm dealing with a convoluted mess on there in terms of the storyline. The current main quest is dealing with factors that I don't like at all. Um, the idea of like, hey, you're controlling someone's happiness and you can change them. It's like, ugh, it's just bad vibes, man. It's just, yeah. So, I'm looking at a, I'm currently looking for a game to kind of replace that. So, I put together potentially a list, um, and I'll probably put it up on a poll later on tonight to be placed in my Discord. Um, so everybody can kind of look at it and see if there's something in there that they would love to see me play. Now, um, now here's the thing. Normally I have um, during the week. Here, let me kind of look at my schedule right at this moment in time. Um, so, Mondays we have Terraria, and that will eventually end. Okay. We're currently going through Calamity on it. And we'll eventually get to a point where we're going to come to the ending of it and be done. So, so that will eventually end. Okay. And we'll probably have to kind of figure out like some other game to play afterwards, right? Now, granted, the Terraria was something that, Blackburn and I were kind of working together with and stuff like that. So, will we try to find another multiplayer game for us to play at the same time? I don't know. We'll see what we can do, but we would have to really try to figure out like what multiplayer game can we play at the same time, for the Monday slot. So, um, Final Fantasy VII will eventually end. Um, even though this is my third time playing through it, so that's a bit rough right at the moment. So not much I can really do about that. But I mean, it will eventually come to an end. Talos Principle. We're only uh, like we're going through stage B right at this moment in time. We finished off stage A. We're going through stage B. There's still stage C, and then apparently there's like a tower afterwards, from what I can see on the Telos principle. So there's still a lot of content there that I still need to kind of get through. But I believe that one has an ending as well. Okay, so typically I have like, three games that will have endings per se, right? Um, Friday and Saturday I have, Warframe, which I'm gonna stick with for a while. Um, it's getting closer to the point where I'm probably gonna have to either cut down the amount of time that I spend on it, or just stop playing it altogether for a while. Um, but at the same time, I don't necessarily want people to think that I've kind of given up on it either. Um, but at the same time, it's like, I want, like if I'm gonna be a guild lead, I don't necessarily want to like suddenly disappear and everybody in the guild going, "Where's our guild lead?" That kind of thing, right? Um, I could consider like, maybe just handing the reins over to someone else kind of thing. You know, um, while I wait for like more content to be released on Warframe and stuff like that. Um, you know, but I'm not saying that that's gonna like end tomorrow or anything along those lines. Okay, there's still plenty for me to left to do in that game. Okay, I'm just saying that um, at my rate of going through weapon builds, Warframe builds, and so on and so forth, it may eventually get to the point where I'm gonna have to either slow it down or just stop altogether. Okay, so that will be, you know, we'll have to see on that. Okay, when that happens, who knows? Maybe a year from now, maybe 2 years from now. I don't really know, but I mean, um, it depends on whether or not if I start getting bored with Warframe, then I might need to switch. But for right now, we're still going strong with it, so there really isn't too much of a problem along those lines. We have Genshin Impact on Sundays. Now, I could probably try to do like, switch, one of the Warframe days over to like a 2-day Genshin Impact because it feels like um, I mean, there's still a lot of content in Genshin Impact that I haven't necessarily gotten to. A lot of quests for me to get to and finish. And, they're releasing a lot of content fairly quickly. Um, to the point where I'm feeling like I'm getting behind. Like like before I can even finish off Inazuma, they've already expanded, from Fontaine to the latest release. So I'm already, it's feeling like I'm I'm getting behind on that game. Which I mean, don't get me wrong, that means that there's plenty of content for me to kind of consume, right? But at the same time, the um, you know, um, it may get to the point where, like, if they've reached the ending of Genshin Impact and they just want to shut it down, then if I'm so far behind that I haven't even gotten to like the end content, then what's going to happen, right? So I don't necessarily want that to happen either. So, um, but we have Honkai Star Rail, which was my last game that really had no ending to it either. Really. Well, I mean, it's meant to be like a long term. But with the way I've been feeling with Honkai Star Rail, with the fact that I've been kind of not enjoying it as much, the story is convoluted. Um, I just have not been vibing with it nearly as much as what I did in the very beginning of the game. Um, it was intriguing to me in the very beginning, but then they just said, okay, here's all these different factions that you have to know about, and they never addressed any of these factions well enough. Um, and they kept on bringing in more factions and more factions and more factions and um, other government agencies that is like, okay, what's what's going on? Um, and the sheer amount of information that they're just kind of trying to dump on you, and some of it is just absolutely fluff. Like it shouldn't even be there, in my opinion. Like they're bringing up these little memory bubbles at times that have no bearing whatsoever to anything that they've addressed or anything along those lines. It's something that I can easily forget, and yet they still put it in there. So it's one of these things where it's like, I feel like it's in a sense, a writer's wet dream in that they can write whatever they want to, whatever kind of convoluted storyline that they can come up with, they'll write it and they'll put it in the game because they want to. And problem is that confuses guys like me that's trying to follow some semblance of a story arc. But like either there's so many different story arcs that are happening all at the same time that makes no sense to me. Like you have one story, and you had the main story arc that you would figure would be like the main storyline that you're kind of following right at this moment in time, and then you have these other subplots that somehow kind of they're trying to like insert them into the main storyline, but it doesn't really fit very well. So that's why it's like it's very confusing to me. So um I've kind of come to a conclusion that I haven't really been enjoying Star Rail as much lately, and um I'm thinking of just kind of stopping it altogether. Um so that means that I'm gonna need to look into trying to get, you know, look into another game. So I built together a list right at this moment in time, and it's looking like I have about um, 6 games right at this point. That's kind of on my list of um, things that I can play. Now, um, a couple of these I have played, um, and there's one that I played for like maybe a day. And then there's one that I haven't even touched. So like about four games that I've played before, one game that I've played for like a day, and then there's one that I haven't even touched before. Um, but I may like open it up for other additional suggestions. I don't know whether or not I'll even have the opportunity to play the suggested games. It depends on whether or not I actually own them or not. Obviously, free games would probably be best for me, but so yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, okay, well, Um, I have a basic rundown of possibilities, to kind of replace star rail or rail with. So, um, some of them are popular. You know, one is I'm a little nervous about one of them because from what I understand, the mechanics and um, how you build characters in it is so nuanced and stuff like that that um, I don't know if there's like that much room to be like my own character, you know. Um, like I might have people come in and go, "Why are you playing it like this? You should build it like this way because this is the best build ever." Blah blah blah, and it's like, okay, you know, let me kind of play it for the way I want to play it, and who knows what that might entail, right? So that's one of the, I'm a little nervous about one. So so we'll see. Um, now, so that's a little bit of an update as to what's going on right at this moment in time. So, but let's get into the puzzles. Enough, chatting and updating and stuff like that. Let's get into the Cross-a-Pix here, shall we? So there's that. Okay, this is a very easy puzzle according to them. So obviously we can't do anything that's 3 for the 2 there. We can do the 4 there. You can do the 3 there. We can't do that 4 there because we already have 1. Um, we have a lot of 15s and 15s, so it's a 15 by 15 grid right at the moment. So we have 12 out of 11, so everything that's double or has 2 works. There's our 2 here, so we can cross out everything else there. Um, can't do anything there. We got 2 left, so there's our 11. 5, that means all the doubles are out. Can't do anything there. Can't do anything with this 4 there. Um, hmm. Okay. Kind of in trouble with everything that's like top down for the most part because there's a lot of we don't have like 12 across or 13, you know on an up and down on the vertical, so it might be a little rough to try to do anything based on the vertical for this one. So um, mm, okay, we have 4. Um, we have to include this 4 because we only have 4 left here, so yeah. That means that one was out. Can't do that one. Okay. Hmm. Okay. Well, I know that I need the 4. I mean, I see a lot of triples here, but um, like there's not a single block here on this row, so I know I need these two to complete the 7. But I don't know which one of these 3 to use to finish off that 7. So 5. So anything here could still work. So we're kind of screwed there. Let's see. Can't do anything that's double here, so we'll go ahead and remove those. Not much there. No. No. Hmm. Okay, 1. We have 3 left, so we need that one. Okay. Which means that one's out. Which means this one's out. So it's either this one or this one. So, okay, we have 6. We have 1 left, so we'll throw that one in. Okay. 5, no. Nope. Nope. No, no. 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 No, and no. Okay. Don't really have much wiggle room here. 8 left. That means all these 2s have to be here. Okay, what about this one? Okay, 6 is done, so we can close everything else off. Go. Not much else we can do there. So 5. That means we need this one. And can't do anything with these 2. So 9's done, so we can close that one off. 8. Not too much there. 6. We can't do that one. It has to be a 2. Kirito, your BPM is around 100 to 106. Okay. Have you been exercising lately, or is your heart rate just being very extra right at this moment in time? Okay, 4, no. 3, no. 2, no. Okay, so 4, that's 9 left out of 10. So that means all the doubles are needed. Okay. 5, that's 7 left. Can't really do much anything else there, so when you watch live sports and news, it's confusing as I said, I can just be sitting down, boom, it's in hundreds. Hmm. Maybe it is how you're sitting. Like maybe you're somehow kind of constricting your blood flow somehow. I I don't know, man. Your guess is as good as mine as to what could be the root cause of that. So okay, can't be that 3, so we have those 2 there. Okay, that's good. 5, 3 left here, so there's that. Okay. Mm. Now I'm kind of leaning more towards this 3 here versus this 3 over there. Oh, but we already have 8, so it can't be that one already. So there we go. Okay. We're already done with that. Awesome. So we got 3 here, so we can't have that one. So there's that. You need your heart rate to calm down. Indeed. Um, well, I mean, you said that you exercise on a regular basis anyway with the whole basketball thing, right? So it's not like you're, from the sounds of it, it doesn't sound like you're, um, um, someone that is like, just kind of sitting around like myself and you're just having overall bad circulation. um it just sounds like, well, I mean, I really don't know, man. Your guess is as good as mine. I'm not i'm not very knowledgeable when it comes to that kind of thing, so um I mean, I can make guesses, but in the end, it would probably be wrong, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to give you like bad advice or something like that. Um, like what you can try to do maybe is see if like um one thing that I would be probably a little concerned about is like maybe it's like constricted blood flow. Like maybe you have some like clogged arteries or something like that, maybe. That maybe, but I'm no doctor, dude. I don't know. So really, really take my comments with a grain of salt because, like, I don't have any, um, I'm not a medical professional or anything along those lines, so I don't know whether or not that's true or not. I don't know whether or not clogged arteries would, you know, increase your, beats per minute to an exorbitant level. Okay. Um, maybe it does. But why would you be having a beats per minute when you're in a resting state? I don't know. Okay. So, um, you know, I don't have enough information to kind of give you, along those lines. You know, um, that would be probably more a question geared to an actual doctor than myself, my friend. So, I know that you might be looking for something um, that might help you out, but like I don't know. I don't know the body well enough to give you a straight answer along those lines. And I don't necessarily want to give you a wrong answer either. I don't want to say, oh yeah, it's your, you have clogged arteries, so obviously you need to be, eating, this kind of food to try to solve that, but that might not necessarily be the root cause of it. I don't know. you know, um, if anything, I would say try to like contact your doctor and ask them why you would have a um, high beats per minute when you're in a resting state, when you're just kind of watching TV. So, okay, take care of those. That was done. No, no. Okay, I'll have to. I got the other way here. Okay, we need that one. That one gets blocked, which means I need that one filled in. We got the 4 done, so that gets blocked off. We have 6, so that gets blocked off. 7, we need that one, and there we go. Awesome. I mean, I can always try to look it up for you, or try to say like, hey, let me look it up and go like, why does my heart rate increase, you know, while watching TV? Um, um, don't know if, you know, 100 to 105 is. American Heart Association says anything between 60 and 100 beats per minute at rest is considered normal. Okay. So, I mean, that might be something perfectly fine there, bud. I don't really see, um, based off of a quick Google search, um, let's see. Um, the general formula for calculating the maximum heart rate is 220 minus one's age, and many people measure their workout intensity by how close they come to the maximum. Hmm. Okay, that's an interesting formula there for heart.org. But um, but I mean, it sounds like beats per minute for 100 doesn't seem that out of the norm, my friend. So, um, spending long periods in a sitting and reclining posture. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, I don't know, man. It doesn't seem like that number seems very problematic right at this moment in time. Obviously, if it increases, then yeah, you might want to consider going to the doctor and finding out more. But um, let's Let's bring up some battleships here. Um, but yeah, the you know, I can't really give you too much, you know, on that. So okay, well, 3 is the only option here. So there's that. So that's all done. Got a 2 there. Got a 2 there. So those are done. Got the 1 there. Got the 1 there. Hmm. That one's done. Okay, we need to have the 2 there and then the 1 there. Okay. And that puzzle's done. But bear in mind, I'm no doctor, so I can't be someone to give you like perfect advice or anything along those lines. So if you're worried about your heart rate, then I would suggest that you check out a cardiologist. So, all right, let's go ahead and get to some Hitori here. I'm not saying, completely ignore it or anything like that. Don't, obviously, one should still be aware of their own health, but at the same time, um, you know, I feel that, you've mentioned the fact that you exercise or, you try to, you know, do sports and stuff like that. So you're, you're still trying to keep yourself healthy. So, um, so that's good. It keeps you balanced along those lines. But okay, let's go and grab some ones that are like in the middle of a lot of, you know, doubles here. Don't really see much more directly. So, okay. 5 is done. Can't really do much there. This 5 is done. Okay. So, we have 9 there. Nothing. 8. Nothing. 4. Nothing. 10. Nothing. 3. Nothing. 9. Nothing. 2. Nothing. 1. Nothing. 10. That blocks that one off. That's fine. 7. Nothing. I know I need to get that 8, but we'll hold off on that for right now. 3. Nothing. 7. Blocks that one off. 6. 5. 3. 6. 9. 5. 7. 3. 6. Blocks that one off. 10. 4. 10. 5. 9, 6, 5, 2, 2, 4, 6, 4, 10, 9, 1, 10, 6. Set. Okay, now we have all the ones that are, we can't necessarily isolate them, so there's the 8, blocks that one. Another 8. 5 is there. Can't do anything more there. 4 is here. Can't do anything more there. 8 blocks off that one. Nothing else. Got 1 there. Nothing else. Got 1 there. Nothing else. Got 2 here. Nope. 1. Blocks that one. Got 4. Nothing. I got 5. Nothing. Okay. I think that was it in terms of, isolated. So for now, we got 1, nope, 4, nope, 10, no, 4, no, 10. Yep. 3. Okay. Got 1 there. We have 8 here. Got 8 there. 3, 1, 10. Okay. Got 2. Makes those, blocks that one, 2, and then need this 8 there, which blocks off that one. There's the 9. Need that 7, and there we go. You okay there, Kirito? You still there? Okay, let's get into some Kakaduku. There we go, and there we go. Okay. Got a couple singles in here, so we'll throw that in that. Okay, let's pencil everything in. Okay, we need 1 there and 2 there. Four. Five. 3 and 5. Which means this needs to be 2, that needs to be 5. 6 there and 2 here. Okay, we have 1 here and 3 there. Five there and 2 here. 6 there and 5 here. 6 here. 5 here. There and 6 there. Got 3 here and the 1 there. Got 2 here and 4 there. 6 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 5 and 3. 1 and 4. Done. Kirito hasn't replied back to me yet, so I hope that they're doing okay. Or, you know, has calmed down at least. Alright, we will go with the skyscrapers now. Now this is a medium puzzle, so this might take a little bit of time. We got our 1 through 5 here. We need to have a 4 down here. So okay, I can't do the 5 here because that would mean that the 2 here wouldn't really work because there's still the 3 and 4. So can't have the 5 there, can't have the 5 there, so 5 has to be there. So, which means that I would need to have a 3 here, which means 1 has to be there and 2 has to be there. Let's see. Okay, so we can have the 1 and 5 here. But obviously not a 4. Could be 1, 4, and 5 here. Could be 1, 4, and 5 here. Because it could be, you know, 5, 4, 1. It could be 1, 5, 4. It could be 5, 1, 4. You know, you never know. So, okay, can't be 3 here, can't be 4. So this one has to be 5. So that means we have 3 and 4 here. And we can't really do much about. So we have 2 and 4 here. And we have pretty much 2, 4, 5 on the other 2 here. Okay, we'll do the 1, 2, and 3 here. Just to kind of get them established. You got your heart rate down? Okay, that's good. Yeah. Like I said, I don't know if you were like in any like major danger or anything along those lines, um but yeah. Hmm. Okay, it can't be one, can't be two, so we have to have three here. There's no question about it. We just need to have three there. So it couldn't be two because well here, let me try to explain it. If I put two here, that would leave either one and three here, right? And if I did, if I got rid of the two, you know, I would have to have one here, because if I put the three, then it'd be two, three, and five. That would not be the two, right? So it would have to be the one here. Problem is that the one would get rid of this one that's right over here, which would mean, the only thing left would be a 4, which would be, once again, 2, 4, and 5. You know, so that's why, yeah, we have to kind of go with the 3 on that one. So, um, okay. We can't have 4. So, and there we go. I think we've pretty much started the cascade of values. So, and there we go. All done. All right. I think we are done. So, um, I think that'll be it for today's puzzles. Um, we got our Slowly Link, Hashi, and TikTok. We'll leave those for tomorrow. And then, we'll see if we want to get into the Block-a-Pix, Fill-a-Pix, and Link-a-Pix later. Um, Medium Plus, that's gonna be a while. Um, Very easy, okay. That should be easy enough to do. And then Link-a-Pix, another medium one. Oof, that's a bit rough. So, um, okay. So yeah, we'll just kind of leave that alone for right now, and we'll move on to Warframe for tonight. So, um, keep an eye open for the poll. For the replacement for Star Rail, I think I'm just going to go ahead and move forward with it. I just have not been enjoying Star Rail lately. Um, so, um, yeah. I'll put up a poll for a replacement game. A long-term replacement game. Now, um, okay, here, let me try to explain, let me say what games I'm kind of, considering right at this moment in time. Hollow Cure. It's free. It has a lot of content. I've played it before, but I haven't I haven't done anything. I haven't played the game for a number of different updates. I'm aware of them, and stuff like that, but I haven't played through them all. I did a 1 day of Toontown Rewritten at one point. Um, but there's a lot more content there that I've never gone into. And I know that it's meant to be something that will have a um, like um, I know that it's supposed to get to a point where you are going to be um, facing off against some of the bigger bosses and stuff like that. I haven't actually done I think the furthest that I ever got through on Toontown was up to Cashbot. And I think I was starting to kind of work on Lawbot, but yeah, not um nothing concrete on that. So, but that's an option. That's a long term. There is My Time at Portia. Now I know that that is, from what I understand, that is a kind of a has an end game to it, or has an ending to it, I think. But it is a such a long form game that it might take me a while to kind of get to that final part of the game, like the final stopping point. I have played it before on my own time, but I never got to any form of end game or anything along those lines. So I haven't finished that game off. Minecraft. I've played it for a very, very long time. Okay. But they've done some releases. They've done quite a number of releases for Minecraft. Um, and there's like two bosses that I haven't fought. You know, I don't think I've fought the Wither, and I don't think I've fought. I definitely know that I haven't fought that one boss. Um, what's his name? He's like, it's like right down at the very base um, of the underworld kind of a thing. Not the Nether, but just deep underground. Um, but I haven't fought that guy. I don't remember his name, so I don't really know. So, but you know, I'm not I'm not a noob when it comes to Minecraft. I've done a lot of different builds and stuff like that with Minecraft, um, so it's not like you know, I'm gonna be seeing it for the very first time. No, I'm pretty much aware of a lot that goes on with that game. So, um, matter of fact, I've done a couple of Minecraft sessions with my brother. So, I even did a Sky Factory for a short time as well. So, um, or did a couple Sky Factories. So, I mean, that's an option. Um, but again, these are all games that I've kind of played, either quite a bit or a fair amount. So I'm not gonna say that I'm completely uh, going into those games for the first time, right? It won't be a first time playthrough for those. Um, Fifth game that I have on my list as a potential replacement. The game of Black Desert. I know that it's a massive multiplayer. Um, but I haven't really. I mean, I've heard I've heard good things about it, but at the same time, I haven't heard much about it either. And you know, from what I understand, it has a really good like economy and like a crafting system and marketing system and so on and so forth. But I haven't really heard about it in terms of like overall combat. Like I don't necessarily hear about it or heard about it too often about like, oh my gosh, this game is the best when it comes to combat or anything along those lines. I haven't really heard that when it comes to Black Desert. So I could be wrong. Don't don't burn me up. I don't really know. I've only that's the one game that I played it for like maybe a day or something like that. But I never really took it anywhere. I never went very far with it. Um, so I could consider that as an option, as a replacement. Um, one game that I would love to have, but I know that I do not have it right at this moment in time. I put it on my wish list, but I never got around to purchasing a copy of it. Um, you know, it was never really on sale when I wanted to, when I had some money to purchase games anyway. Um, let's see. What was the name of that game again? No Man's Sky. Um, I've been kind of interested in No Man's Sky for a while now. Um, but I haven't had $60 to spend on it. But from what I understand, they've done a lot of good updates for it, and they're kind of they're really um, making up for the backlash that they got for a lot of people just being very upset with them for releasing a crap product initially. So, from what I understand, they've been doing some really good work on it. Um, so, um, but obviously I don't own that right at this moment in time. So, I mean, right now they are offering it for 24 bucks, but I really need to save all the money that I can. So, yeah, we'll have to wait on that. The And the last game that is kind of on my list is apparently a free-to-play game, and it has elements of um, a lot of people have basically compared it to Diablo, if not better than, Diablo. So, which is called The Path of Exile. Now, I'm I'm a little hesitant on it. Okay, because from what I understand, it has a very steep learning curve. And it has a very, uh, it has a community that is very, I guess you might say, passionate about, you know, you know, about the builds and stuff like that. Okay. And I've heard, I don't know if it's true or not, I've heard that if you know, go down on some particular path of building your character or something like that that does not meet with the regular build of all the other builds that have come before it, um, people will absolutely, you know, slam your character and go, this is the worst build ever, blah blah blah. You're not going with a meta, kind of thing. Um, so I don't know. I don't know if I really want to deal with that, you know. Um, I don't know if I want to kind of deal with that kind of a community on it. Um, I want to kind of enjoy a game for the most part, you know, um, in my own fashion, in my own way. Even if I'm gonna get something wrong, if I do something wrong, I want to kind of enjoy the game, right? But if I have a lot of people coming after me saying, "Oh my God, you have the worst character build ever. How dare you? I'm going to mark this down and I'm going to let all the other people know that, you have a trash character and I'm, going to get the word out that you're, you're, you know, your character's trash and obviously your channel's trash or some crap like that, I don't necessarily want to deal with that kind of toxicity, right? Um, but I don't know. I don't know how, um, like the Warframe communities, supposed to be, it's supposed to be, really open, really friendly, really helpful for new players and stuff like that. My time yesterday, last night with that one last player was kind of unfortunate, but you know, am I going to be seeing the same exact support for Path of Exile? I don't know. Um, uh, it would probably also be something that I'd have to be really careful about as well for allowing for multiplayer as well, because I've done multiplayer Diablo 2 before, and people just want to rush Diablo 2, or back in the day. Um, they want to get to the end content and move on to the next world as quickly as they can, super fast. And um, if you're not there with that person doing that, the boss fights and stuff like that as quickly as you can, then um, you don't get the rewards. So, you know, that's another concern of mine for Path of Exile. So, um, so I'll have to kind of look into that a little bit more. I mean, I'll probably just put it down as an option, but I will have my concerns about it. So, but there's a poll, and there's going to be a poll up. I'm going to go and put that poll up. So, and then we will go from there. So, um, but that's going to be it for today's Conceptus puzzle and chatting. So, thank you for being here, Gyardo. Thank you for stopping by and chatting with me. Appreciate it. But we're going to go ahead and, we're going to go ahead and stop this video. So let me go ahead and do that right now.